Hi, what's good, y'all? Welcome to episode 9 of Floor Talk. Turn a 6 upside down. It's a 9 now. Shout out, Drake.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Cause in the sky full of stars. We can
Man, there's something about those at-home workouts, man. Like, it just hits different. It brings me back to when I was 16, like in my basement, just putting in work. Man, those were the days. Come a long way since then. Legs are feeling pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Had every textbook you could imagine in that backpack. But yeah, it was good. And you don't need to be a part of a gym or be lifting all this heavy weight to get a good workout in. Like, literally, all you need is just like an open space, and you can just do body weight stuff. Because that's how I started my journey. I was just in my basement, just doing my core workout. If you're thinking about getting into fitness, just start there. You can literally just do it in your room. You don't need anything special. And in the words of Stephen Curry, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you lack, what you have or don't have, what you have too much of. All you need is an undying passion for what you do and what you choose to do in this life, and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful. So I want to make today's video all about overcoming anxiety because that's something I struggled with the past couple of years. And I talked about this in my previous video, which if you haven't seen, go check it out. I think that's a serious issue these days. Especially in young adults and college kids. We're all trying to like figure out our lives and stay on top of school and relationships and all that kind of stuff. So this is a very stressful time in our lives. So I want to dedicate this video to that and just share some things I learned about dealing with anxiety. I haven't really shared this with a lot of people, but last year I went to a therapy program for 3 months from September until December. And during this time, I learned a lot just about dealing with emotions, and they just taught us a bunch of skills with overcoming depression, anxiety, and whatnot. And one of the things I learned I want to share with you guys is what's called opposite action. So this is pretty much like detaching feelings with actions, right? So, you can feel an emotion like, you know, that's valid. You can feel stressed and, you can feel anxiety, but that doesn't dictate how you have to act. If you feel depressed, that doesn't mean you have to like lay around all day and drown in sorrow. Just by like doing the opposite behavior than what you're feeling, like your mind is going to follow suit, and you're just going to feel better over time. And if you just keep practicing this like opposite action, like your thoughts are going to line up with your actions. They always do. And you can't let that anxiety get to you and hold you back, because I think that you're defined by your actions, not what's going on up here. So, you can feel anxious about something, but then do it anyway. An example of this was, one day after chemistry class, I'm walking out, I was, confused as hell. Like, I didn't know what we just learned. And so I'm walking out of chemistry class. I see this girl I was also in the class who sat near me, and I was thinking about just approaching her and like asking her like about the class, like if she knew what was going on. And as I was walking by her, like I could feel my heart rate going up. I was like a little shaky, and I didn't want to like say anything stupid. But then I remembered like even though I feel this type of way, that doesn't mean I have to like hold back, and I can still do the action and like talk to her regardless. So that's what I did, you know. I just said, "Hey," asked her like if she was in the class and like if she knew what was going on, and actually had like a good conversation. We like walked together for a little bit. Yeah, and by the end of it, like I was completely relaxed, and if I just held back, I would have just like regretted it. Feeling anxious or feeling depressed, that doesn't like categorize you in any way. That doesn't like make you like any less of like a human being, like because you can still do the actions as if you're having the best day of your life. You can still do the same actions. And don't get me wrong, like it's harder, like you're going to be less motivated, but if you could just find something within you to just do it, like over time, your mind will follow suit, and you know, that anxiety is just going to wash away after a while. And that depression, like if you just find like some kind of passion to like work towards and like a goal, like that's going to go away too. Feelings do not determine your actions and your behavior. So that's what I want you guys to take away from this video. If you know like you're not in like a dangerous setting, well, let's say you're feeling like some kind of like heart palpitations, or you're like a little shaky, it's okay to feel that way because you can still go about your day and all those feelings will go away. If you're an athlete, I'd say the best way to deal with like that performance anxiety is view it as like it's your body like preparing for like a big effort, and you should view that as more of like excitement and like fuel. Because you know, if you didn't feel like any anxiety at all, like I feel like that would be kind of a problem because you're not really, your body's not prepared for what you're about to do. So we can't just view like all that anxiety like as a bad thing and it should all go away. Like I feel like a little bit of it is healthy, like especially if you're an athlete. And like for me, you know, I was an athlete like throughout high school, and you know, that was like the first like kind of anxiety like that I dealt with. I always like put in the work and like put in the miles and I did what I had to do. But when it came to race day, like my anxiety would just kind of like get the best of me, and then I just would not perform. And I feel like that's something a lot of athletes deal with. And obviously, you know, like if I'm out running and, you know, my heart rate's super high, I can't just be like, hold this pace anyway. Like, obviously, there's like limitations to that. If you think about it, like, anxiety comes from like the caveman days when we were a part of a tribe and you had to contribute to the tribe somehow, whether that was like hunting or like building the shelter or whatever. You had to like contribute somehow, or you'd be kicked out of the tribe and then you die. So that's kind of like a human instinct, is just wanting to like.
A few moments later.
All right, we're back. My mom called me. But yeah, so you know, you had to contribute to the tribe or you'd be kicked out. That's kind of like where our anxiety like stems from. You know, as humans, like we want to be, you know, included and like part of a group and like have friends, because you know that's how our ancestors felt too. So nowadays with like all the modern technology and you know all this, like you can get by on your own, right? Like you can be antisocial and you know you can, you know, go without human contact for a while, but you know that's still not healthy at all. But I mean, you can get by. You know, you can have food delivered, and you know you could have everything given to you on a silver platter. Well, the problem comes in when we feel this kind of like instinct and like this fight or flight when we're not in a setting of danger, and it's, you know, activated too much. And it still happens to me like all the time. Like I'll just be, you know, in a social setting and it's like I feel my heart rate go up, and it's like I know I'm not in danger, but as I was saying, like you have to disconnect the feelings with the behavior. And if you can behave the way you would, like if it was the best day of your life, like then you're chilling. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Just don't let that anxiety control you, but focus on what you can control, which is your actions. Like, comment, subscribe, follow the TikTok if you haven't. Plenty of fitness content coming soon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Upside
Peace.
down, it's a 9 now. Like Manny, like Stunner, man, shit is big time now.